the first and most important aspect for optimal health is proper hydration. And I don't know if a lot of, I think people may know this, but maybe just don't kind of click. But in our survival needs, the first thing we need is oxygen. The second thing we need is water. And actually, the third thing we need is nutrients, so food. So it's like, it's said that we can survive weeks without food, but only days without water. So when when I heard that stat, I was like, wow, like I probably thought it was maybe the other way around in terms of food was a bit more important than water. So whilst it's like, as we know, it's really important to put the right food in our body, it's actually like really, really important that we put the right water in our body as well. And one of the things that I discovered, over the last couple of years was that not all water is created equal. And I kind of knew and maybe thought that like bottled water was better than tap water, and I didn't really understand all the waters. And as I say with everything, it's all about education, and we don't know what we don't know. So it's been quite an interesting journey over the last couple of years, really discovering, how fundamental water is, not only to our health, but our survival, and that not all waters are created equal. So I'm sure we all know that up to 2/3 of the human body, the human adult body is actually water. And literally, like all of our cells, organs, and tissues, they all require water to function. Water has so many roles in our body. Thank you, beautiful. So on average, an adult loses between 2 to 3 liters of water like every day. And our body does this through breathing, sweating, waste digestion, and it's actually up to us to replace that water. So we need to drink water or eat foods that contain water. And as I mentioned, like water has so many roles in our body. It keeps our joints lubricated, it eliminates waste and toxins, it helps regulate our body temperature, and it transports nutrients and oxygen to our cells. And that's literally just some of its roles. It really is fundamental to our health. And I love to like touch on dehydration. It can be quite an issue. There's 3 levels of dehydration. So you've got your mild, your moderate, and your severe. And so mild dehydration is the loss of no more than 5 to 6%. Moderate is the loss of 7 to 10. And then severe is the loss of over 10. And this can actually be a life-threatening condition. And it's actually said that when you're thirsty, you're already 1 to 2% dehydrated. So you can probably see how easy it can get to like a mild dehydration. And our body, as I mentioned, like water eliminates toxins. Our body does have a natural detoxification process, but we actually live in quite a toxic world, as I'm sure we all know. And some of the toxins, we put them on our bodies, like we absorb toxins. So we, put like body creams and shampoos and stuff. And, especially for girls, like makeup and lipsticks. And it seems like it's a bit of an unavoidable world with toxins in it. We digest them, sadly, through the herbicides and pesticides. We breathe them through pollution, cigarettes, and like spray deodorants. And as I said, we absorb them like on our skin as well. And as I'm sure you know, toxins make us all of those horrible things, which are, tired and lethargic, cranky, irritable, headaches, like just generally unwell. And it's not a good place to be. And toxins generate free radicals in our body. And the free radicals are what cause cell damage that lead to disease and aging. So toxins are, we really need to help our body with the toxins. And I touched on before about not all water is being created equal. And this has been a learning experience for me, for sure. And like our body, as I said, is like about 70% water. So our body's actually built and performs on water. So it's really important that we put the right water in our body. So I'm going to just touch on a few waters before I introduce you to Kangen water. So tap water is different everywhere. There's no doubt about it, but it's generally, as we know, filled with contaminants. Generally, chlorine. I don't know if there's any tap water that isn't like heavily chlorinated, and it's actually chemically enhanced to be a pH 7. So this is, certainly here in Australia, it's like governed to be a pH 7. Plastic bottled water, most of the bottled water that I've ever tested is come in around about 4 to 6 pH, which is actually acidic. So on the pH scale, it goes up to 14. So 7 is neutral. Anything under 7 is acidic. So the less, as it goes down, it's more acidic. And then anything over 7 is alkaline. And most, as I said, most bottled waters I've tested have been about a 4 to 6. So not only are they acidic, but the water's actually been stored in there for like goodness knows how many months before it actually reaches you and you drink it. And then sadly, you've got the plastic that will leach chemicals into your water as well. As Trey's mentioned, I'm happier when I don't have a lot of plastic bottles in my life. I do like a lot of work around, really reducing my single-use plastic. And, just a stat on the plastic bottles there, like globally, every minute we consume 1 million plastic bottles, like globally around the world. So that's like 60 million, like every hour. So when you're getting into even what we globally consume a day, it's pretty scary. And I don't think, but even scarier than that is the very, very low percentage of those that actually get recycled. So a lot of other, like they end up in landfill, like in our oceans, or they can't actually be recycled because they're not made from a recyclable plastic. So I'm not a big fan of bottled water. Just, I think it's quite dead water, but also from the plastic bottle point of view as well. I mean, there's lots of different waters. You've got, your tank water and stuff, but the reverse osmosis filters, they actually like strip the water of everything, like all of the natural minerals as well. Now, I know there are some reverse osmosis ones that will put the minerals back in. So if you do have a reverse osmosis or you're looking at one, just obviously look at what works for you and your source water.